Here we go. I have downloaded KDE Linux and I haven't tried it yet, so I was thinking about trying it out live in front of everyone. Probably a stupid idea, but you never know. Things just might work from the first attempt on Linux. No, there are two KDE Linuxes. One is called, I forgot, but there is one that's Ubuntu based. You're absolutely correct about that. But there is one new one. Let me just switch to the... okay. So there is a new one that's actually based on Arch. And it's not actually Arch Linux. It's heavily customized like SteamOS. And it's immutable, so you can't really destroy it. Let's try to zoom this in so you can see what is this about. So they say KDE Linux codenamed Project Banana, proposed this year. Arch for normies. I wouldn't really call it Arch because, you know, when people say Steam Deck is Arch Linux, it's not. It is, but it's actually not, because it's so heavily customized and immutable that the idea is that you can't really kill it. The only thing that's Arch based is the base that they are supposed to take in certain cadence, right? But you can't kill it. So these are the goals. Be the KDE operating system, user-friendly, high-quality user interface, user experience, apologies, does not break, or at least easy to recover. And there is something written below about this. Keeping security in mind, no packaging knowledge needed to develop for it, focused on modern technologies. I think that's Flatpak. Attractive for our hardware partners. Any edition can be used as the main system by our developers for internal dog fooding purposes. Support switching between editions, releases, schedules at any time. I think this is the exact same that SteamOS does it. Like when you switch from normal edition to beta version or experimental edition, it basically just downloads the beta edition to a different partition, and then you reboot, and then you're on a different one. Exercise code paths for containerized apps and immutable base systems to improve KDE software deploying using these technologies in other environments. I'm not actually sure what they mean. Proprietary NVIDIA kernel driver for graphics cards older than GTX. NVIDIA GPUs must either be new enough to use the open source kernel modules that can be distributed in tree, or else use Nuvo. Okay, I guess this is the future. VirtualBox emulation, okay. Vendor-specific VPNs that require custom out-of-tree kernel modules that cannot be redistributed with the kernel due to licensing compatibility. Okay. Target audience and use cases. Okay, so the stable edition ships only released software on a delayed schedule. So this is like Arch Linux frozen in time. At a certain date, and what you get is what you get. And then when the next schedule comes, they will just give you the latest snapshot of Arch Linux based on to be disclosed quality metrics. Enthusiast edition ships released software and releases to user on upstream KDE schedule, like KDE Neon. Oh, so that's the one that Ivan mentioned, KDE Neon, right? Additionally, when there are any beta releases, ships the beta. So this is for enthusiast. And testing edition, this is like daily. And this is basically what I downloaded on my USB stick. Literally a daily snapshot. Reproducible builds must pass. What is CI? Automated UI testing. Base OS is Arch-based. OS updates are of some degree rolling. Snapshot-based releases with relatively recent libraries. I suppose this could mean something like released every 4 months, but I'm just guessing. This is my pure guesswork. System deboot as the bootloader with nice boot theming. This is nice for newbies. Better file system or better file system encryption for all mutable data, home directory and cache locations. Okay, included recovery partition, read-only base system like Steam OS 3, Fedora, Kinoite, and OpenSUSE Kalpa. Atomic image-based AEB updates with rollback functionality. So this is exactly what SteamOS does, because when I first tried to upgrade my Steam Deck to beta version of software, it updated to the latest operating system version, and this all passed like you would expect. And when I told the system to go back to the non-beta version, like to stable released version, I expected that nothing will happen until the next releases, so I would get the next stable upgrade, right? That was my expectation. But instead, it just rolled back to the previous version because it uses 2 partitions. I think both are like 5 gigabytes. Instead of legacy packages, we target modern deployment systems such as Flatpak and systemd sysx. I'm not sure what that is actually. Apps are from Flatpak and maybe also Snap if it's not too hard on the user experience is okay. Valent by default, automatic user data backup system using snapshots on the file system with nice GUI like Apple Time Machine. Okay, dconfly configuration management UI suitable for enterprise and managed environments. Simple input method configuration, troubleshooting, hardware support on to-do list, software separation, security model, blah, 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 blah. And there are now installation instructions. So let me switch to my laptop now. Entering boot menu, okay. NVMe, USB, HDD, this is supposed to be KDE. What you see on the screen, that's the boot stick booting. I have downloaded the nightly image from KDE. Let me show you. I'll just switch quickly to my PC. There is, where was it? Download here. Basically, there's files KDE.org, and you can download the latest image. I have downloaded it from a couple of days ago. Okay, so the USB stick booted. I'm going to make it unify outputs. Okay, so that we can see the same thing on both screens. I have, this is the, let me show you. This is the laptop where I am installing it, and it's connected via HDMI to the capture card on my PC, which is streaming. Welcome to KDE Linux. Install system. So this is what the new user is going to see. Access the internet. Press here to use your wireless. Simple by default. Powerful where needed. We can start some applications maybe, or this is just the standard welcome center for KDE. Okay, so we have install system here. Should I connect to internet first, or let's run the installer offline completely. Let's not connect to the internet. The system is not connected to the internet. This computer does not satisfy some of the recommended requirements for installing KDE Linux. Installation can continue, but some features might be disabled. Oh, well, let's do what it asks. Let's connect to the wireless. Actually, let's not do that. There's a better way to go to internet. Cable. Okay. Let's see if that works. Connecting, connected. Okay, let's do the installer again. Welcome to KDE installer. American English. Next. Let's switch to here. Europe, Zagreb. System language will be set to English. Numbers and locals will be set to Croatia. Next. And I want my own keyboard. Keyboard. Default. Click here to test. Okay, next. Replace a partition, erase disk, manual partitioning. Let's do the erase disk like we are totally noobs. This will delete all data currently present on the selected storage device. And we have 1 terabyte SSD and 1 flash drive. Encrypt system, let's not do this this time. It will make it 4 gigs, FAT32, and the rest is the system. Okay, next, your full name. Computer name irrelevant. Password, login automatically without asking for the password. That's fine for this demonstration. Creating partitions. Okay. Okay, while this is installing, I can catch up with chat, since it mentions some different Fedora version that you have never heard about. Okay, it's actually called Atomic OS type. Atomic is, as far as I know, different from immutable. Immutable is... Atomic is when you can, I suppose, when you can drop a change without altering the source files. So either you have written everything or you haven't written anything. While immutable is the version of file system that you cannot alter at all. So these two things can coexist together. But yeah, the update process is atomic. You're right about that. So this is still installing. Let me see if I can open something about KDE Linux. KDE Linux Arch Banana. Open this. What else do we have? This. Open a new tab. Discussion and immutable. Oh, this is on Debian forums. Okay. The installer is still installing. Let's put this below on the bottom, so we can follow it along while it's installing, and put this high above. There we go. Yeah, so that's the text that I was reading moments ago. Where were we? Here somewhere. Setup, use, installation. So they're giving you some installation devices, like use ISO image writer. This is the KDE application in the GUI. From terminal, how to burn the USB stick, how to install with Calamares. Until Discover gets support, the following needs running. Update, TTL update. Okay, so this is something that we are supposed to be running after the installation. VMs, we don't need that this time. Is this even moving? Where is it? Like between the E and S, between the last two letters here. Differences from other immutable distros. Okay, this could be fun. Okay, so Keynote, Kalpa, and SteamOS. Distributed by KDE. This has several advantages. The chain of responsibility is never gated on a third party. KDE and KDE EV can have a direct relationship with third parties using it, for example, hardware manufacturers. KDE can explicitly recommend it without picking favorites from among other distro partners. Relies on systemd tooling. This means it benefits from the bulk of development done by systemd outside of KDE. So, for example, updates use systemd sysupdate rather than something like RPM OS 3. Oh, it seems that we are done. Let me just read this fully. Relies on systemd tooling. Okay, no packaging knowledge required for the development for it. Offers multiple release schedules, prior art. Okay, we'll get to that after reboot. All done, all done. Restart now and press done, and let's see what happens. You're going to see a FreeBSD logo now because I baked it into the BIOS. There we go. Unify outputs. Okay, and now we have the welcome center again. So let's just zoom in a little bit for everyone else to be able to see this. 100, let's try to change that. Oh, now it's fine. Now it's fine on your end. Okay. Okay, this application stretches pretty nicely. I don't suppose that we need to go through the settings of KDE. Which KDE is this anyway? About this system. Okay, so this is the, I don't think this is released 6.2.80. KDE framework Qt version 6.8, kernel version 6.12.3, so everything is pretty much cutting edge. And this is the system specs, 4 cores, Intel with hyper-threading, this model, 16 gigs of RAM, serial number. What else can we see? Power management. Should I put it to sleep and see how it resumes with this operating system? This is always interesting to me. I'm going to unplug the power supply and just like hang up the lid for a test. I would expect it to go to sleep, but HDMI is connected, so maybe not. Display, suspend session when inactive, when power button, when laptop lid is closed, even when external monitor is connected. Okay, let's apply this and see it again. I wish to see if it successfully goes to sleep and comes back to full life. I mean, you would expect every modern kernel with systemd to behave pretty much the same. Okay. Let's open it up and see how it behaves. It's booting up. There we go. I'm just gonna plug back the power in. This is pretty fine. Software update. We trust you have received the usual lecture from the local system administrator. Respect the privacy of others, okay? I respect my own privacy. So this is KDE Linux update until they make it built into the KDE Discover application. I am not sure what is this supposed to do at this point when they have nightly images literally releasing every day. Even dinner time? Okay, I haven't seen the message previously. Bon appetit. While the line is heading towards 100%, let's just see what else have we skipped reading here. Long-term maintenance and end-of-life plans. OS images are served from here, okay. The end-of-life contingency plan is to push a final update, shipping an OS image that transforms the system into a completely different distro to be chosen at the appropriate point in time. Example of which distro team we have a good relationship with that could take on all of the new users when the time comes. Okay, I suppose I have understood what they meant with this. You can send them ideas, join their chat room. Okay, let's see how the update is going. So the update seems to be finished without any particular messaging here. Shall we reboot it? I don't know. Let's do that. Sudo reboot. I'll check out the file system now when it boots up. But all in all, the installation went pretty well. And it looks like it's pretty much ready for, what does this say? Oh, it was a very tiny text, but if I managed to see it, it offered me 2 installations, like the current one and the previous one in which you can boot into. So I guess if the update breaks or if you're not happy with the latest OS update, you can just boot the previous one. There we go. How to boot. Let's see if anything has changed. Oh, the kernel changed as well with the system update. It was 6.12.3 just moments ago. Sorry about that. DF. Let's see what the file system says here. Let me know if my mic goes out of range. I'm trying to see my screen, but the mic is getting in my way. Root file system. Okay, so this is all the butter file system. That's why everything is at 2%, because these are just the parts of the same file system. The same partition. It's just like virtual partitions of the butter file system. So they have system, home, root, snap, var, containers, docker, and some other partitions. Mount. Okay, let's stretch this up a little bit. That's a lot of mount points. Let's try to install something from the Discover. This laptop usually isn't this slow, to be honest, but okay. Updates are now up above. Arc, Firefox, Ocular. Let's update everything. Will it ask for my password? Not for now. Okay, let's see where is it pulling the packages from. So default source is FlatHub and firmware updates. Okay, let's see if we have GIMP installed. GIMP? No. Okay, so let's pull GIMP for a test. I can see it up there. Okay. GIMP 2.10. Can we pick the beta version somewhere? I know they have version 3 on FlatHub. Can we do it like a noob? Just like pull some drop-down menu and select beta. GIMP beta. That won't work. Install from FlatHub. Okay. I mean, it's just one click, but I know that there's a beta on FlatHub, and it would be kind of cool if KDE Discover could do that. Just offer you various different versions of software. Five stars out of 2000 reviews. Okay, we have GIMP installed. For the first run, this is normal. Second run will be much faster. Quit, launch it again. There we go. Okay, GIMP works. Installation from KDE Discover works just fine. I am approaching this from a totally noob perspective. Like, this is going to be a simple distribution for users that don't want to tinker with their operating system. You know, just like pull everything from FlatHub and get Linux out of their way. So this is kind of cool, actually. They already came quite far at this point. Telegram installed from FlatHub. Close this and close that. Telegram is installing. What else do you want me to show to you? There's nothing much to it. This is just like a Plasma operating system on something that's completely mutable. So a lot of typical systemd stuff is running in the background. Bluetooth. I don't know, we can use a USB hard drive. There is no reason why this shouldn't work. but we can try this, just like a random hardware. There we go. Ventoy, mount and open. Okay. Ventoy is a cool toy. You can boot many operating systems from just one hard drive or one USB stick if you have a larger one. You just drop ISO images on it, and it boots up any operating system installer that you want. Have you tried doing a system update? Yes, David with letters upside down. We have already done the with the system update. Basically, let me show you here the command. So the system update procedure is not yet built into the KDE Discover, but as I understand it, they are planning to put it in Discover. As it says here. So what we did like 10 minutes ago is just run this command, and it was very simple in the shell. It was like just one bar going from 0% to 100%, and then it says done. And after I rebooted it, it offered me in the grub menu to pick whether I want to boot the new operating system or the previous one. I can show it to you. Actually, let's do that. Let's see how it works if you go to the previous version. Lenovo Management Engine, UEFI DBX. Let's update all of that. Let's restart to install updates. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, let me cancel this to show you console. Uname. Okay, so we are at 6.12.4 kernel, which is a part of the latest operating system update. And the previous system had the previous kernel. So let's pick the previous version of the operating system and see if it boots up, with the previous version of the kernel. I expect it will boot up the completely old image. It should present me with the grub menu any moment now. Oh, please wait while we are installing a system update. This is showing only on my laptop screen. See here. You can't read it, but it says please wait while we install a system update. This actually might be a BIOS update. I'm not sure. If this is a BIOS update, then my FreeBSD logo will disappear now. I wasn't paying attention when I clicked install everything, but let's see. Let's see what we get. Actually, I can't read this either. It's too small. But let's pick the second one in the row and see if that's the previous operating system. What distro are you using currently? Currently, we have freshly installed KDE Linux, which is based on Arch Linux, and it is immutable distribution that is supposed to get like snapshots of Arch Linux packages like every, I suppose, couple of months. They have yet to disclose this information, and it's also having atomic updates. This is like a completely fresh install. If you missed it, we have installed it like half an hour ago. Let's see what have we booted up. Uname. See, okay, so this is the previous installation, kernel 6.12.3. So I have downloaded KDE Linux snapshot, a nightly snapshot to my USB stick like 3 days ago, and that snapshot came with kernel 6.12.3, and this is what we installed. And then we updated the system, and now we have 6.12.4, and now I'm going to reboot it again to the new system. So basically you can just switch at will between current operating system and the previous one. And in the wiki page of KDE Linux, it says, oh, my image is still here for FreeBSD. That's nice. It's not deleted. This is where you pick which version, right? Let's pick the new one again, and it should be 6.12.4 now. On the wiki page, they said that they are doing the AB updates like SteamOS, literally. So when you update the operating system, it will fill up the second partition, the other partition that's currently not in use. So when you reboot, it will just boot up in the new operating system, and it will leave the previous one intact, atomic style. Console, uname, and once again we are at 6.12.4, and let's see if we have fast fetch. Fast fetch, yeah, we do. Okay, so I think this is zoomed in enough, so you can all read it. So whoever asked which distribution this is, once again, this is KDE Linux, project name Banana, and it's not released yet. It will be released, I'm guessing, sometime next year. This is a snapshot from 3 days ago. KDE Linux operating system, ThinkPad T580 host with the current version of kernel. Packages installed via Pacman, although I don't think we have Pacman. We do actually. Pacman. We do have Pacman, which is interesting, and I haven't expected Pacman to work at all, because on SteamOS it doesn't work. Okay. Do we have Emacs installed? No. Can we install Emacs via Pacman? Apparently, yes. Okay, this is a bit unexpected, to be honest. So what's the idea behind this? If we can install packages via Pacman, how is this immutable? Or where is this installing? I guess we are going to find out. Alistair says I'm using Arch, by the way. I'm using Arch, by the way, as well. Open source Fiddler, I am on 6.4.0 on OpenSUSE 15.6. So much behind. Keyring is not writable. Failed to commit transaction. No packages were upgraded. Emacs. Okay, so Emacs. Okay, so I suppose this is semi-expected. I mean, the whole distribution is immutable, so I was wondering why is Pacman even present as a command. But I suppose that this is something that they need to work on until the release of this operating system, because I would not expect Pacman to be here at all. You're a man of respect in my book because of the Arch. I don't suppose that anyone new joined, but let me move my image from here so you can see that this is KDE Plasma 6.3 development version. However, when we did the fast fetch, it said that we are on Plasma version 6.2.80. Okay. Someone asked about KDE teaming with immutable distribution, and I haven't answered that quickly enough, but we can try to go to KDE Discover and pull some theme. But normal themes will install to user home directory. So I guess this is not going to be an answer to your question, because your question was about advanced themes that are, I suppose, installed as a system. But I'm not that familiar with KDE theming, to be honest. I just tried a couple of themes previously from the KDE store somewhere. I don't even remember where it was. Oh, here. Sorry. Appearance, colors and themes. Get new theme. Use caution when accessing user created content shown here. Okay, so if I can we sort it like rating with KDE? Okay, let's try this one. But your question was about advanced themes, and I suppose what that means is could not decompress archive. Temporary failed. Could not decompress archive. I am having a feeling that this answers your question. But I don't suppose that this is how it's... So you probably cannot... I don't suppose that this is how it's supposed to behave as the end game, right? This is a development version of the operating system. None of the things is actually finished here. So maybe the KDE developers will make it work in a different way so it all bundles in your home directory or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. I can only show you what is in front of me. I'm not... I wasn't thinking about debugging why this doesn't work, because this is a nightly development version. So I honestly expected a lot more things to be broken at this point, because there is no even planned release date for this operating system. But the idea on its own... Xavier, this is not KDE Neon. This is a completely new operating system based on Arch Linux, and it's totally unfinished. I have installed the nightly version of this operating system. So while having a slightly crashed Plasma, maybe we can press Ctrl-Alt-Delete and see if something happens. Okay, let's log out and recover this desktop session. So one of the problems with Plasma is never use the bleeding edge version. There's always bugs. I have chosen to log out and nothing actually happened. And now we are stuck with session that is unusable. I'm going to do just Ctrl-Alt F3 and log in here. Oh, I cannot log in as root. Okay. Let's do this. Sudo. Oh, something is happening. It kicked me out of my text console for some reason. Let's go back. Sudo. Okay, now we are root. And what did I want? I wanted to restart SDDM. Nope. Can I do it with this command? Yes, I can. Okay, so typical systemd commands are pretty functional. And we are back. Yeah, and my session is saved because that's the default in the Plasma. We need to disable that. There's a auto start. Okay, auto start, no. Session. Ask for confirmation on login, launch apps, start with an empty session. Okay, this is what I like to use. I think we could wrap up this stream for today. What do you think, guys? Do you think we can do anything else with this KDE Linux today? You can check what is running. It is using 2.5 gigabytes of RAM together with Firefox, which we can close. And now we are at 1.1 gigabyte of used RAM. I think this is fair for a modern operating system. Okay, Xavier, Harold, Ritoras, Northern Chimp. Who else was on stream? Chris 1899. Who did I miss? I'm scrolling up the chat. Marko Jovanovic. Okay, enough scrolling. See you around.